y'all, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, thanks so much for joining. My name is Misty, and if you are not part of the Raven family but want to be part of the Raven family, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you are notified when new videos go live on the channel. As you can see, we are here with our Decades Legacy save file, and we are still in the 30s. We are actually in 1933, and it is almost the end of the Great Depression. We are just on the home stretch here, and as you can see, Gemma here is just cleaning up a little bit. And let's go ahead and look at the calendar. So this is 1932, tomorrow is 1933, and then on Wednesday it is the end of our depression. So we are just coming up on the end of the stretch here. So everyone is like, finally, we're about to be done with this, and they are so thrilled because it has been a long haul, let me tell you. Keeping these children out of the fridge so that they don't eat whenever they want to has been one hell of a journey, okay? Let me just tell you that it has not been easy. We're just going to go ahead and let Gemma get some chores done. She's going to go ahead and feed these chickens, and then she will call them to eat some food. She's like, come on, come get yourself some food here, all right? Because, I mean, for whatever reason, I find that it does collect on the ground, but they don't necessarily eat it all. I don't know what the deal is with that, but that's the case. And then we'll have her go ahead and come over here and deal with some of the wash. As we know, with a family this big, the wash does collect. So we'll go ahead and we'll have her get over here and she can do that. She's feeling really confident today, and so we love to see that. So as we know, Liam is not currently working, so they are just banding together and working together to get kind of things done around the house. They are doing the mundane things that Cora and Frederick used to do. They are dealing with the wash and dealing with cooking and dealing with cleaning and tending the garden and taking care of the chickens, collecting the eggs, and just doing that farm life. Things that they would have done back in the early 1900s. And you know, that is a hard life for Gemma and Liam to get used to. This is something they are definitely not used to having to do. They are used to having a gardener. They're used to having, you know, yeah, she was a stay-at-home mom and she did the laundry, but she had someone tend to the garden. She had someone, well, they didn't have the chickens. You know, she didn't have to deal with that kind of stuff. She dealt with the children, of course, but really she cooked the meals and she cleaned the laundry. So she's going to come on in now that the chores are done, and she's just going to play a little bit of her piano, because that is what she would do with her time, was tend to her music and play her guitar or her banjo and her piano. And she liked to, you know, spend her days practicing her music, and that was what she always did with her time. Not toiling the soil and things of that nature. Manual labor was definitely not her cup of tea. As you can see, everyone is just going over and they are gathering around Mom as she plays this piano, and they're like, oh my gosh, that sounds so great. And they're all kind of getting down with the music, and they're having a really good time as a family. And they are all just really gathered around, absolutely enjoying spending a little bit of time as a family together. And this is why, you know, Gemma is enjoying this change of dynamic and this change of speed here, because she's like, you know, this is actually kind of nice having the family here, having the kids here, having Liam home. You know, this is a change of pace. It is a harder life, but it's kind of rewarding, and she's confident about it. She is actually enjoying it more than she thought she would, because as you can see, being forced to be home like this, it does force you as a family to be closer, and she's actually really enjoying that. Liam, I think, is a little bit more tense about the whole situation. He's used to going to work. He's used to making that money. He is used to, you know, a lot of things being very different. He likes a really clean home, and with all of the children here and with everybody in the house, things are breaking, things are getting dirty, he's having to clean more. So it is making him a little bit more tense, and I think that is, you know, having a little bit of a more negative effect on Liam, where he's having to maybe adjust a little bit more to that. But I mean, that being said, we know Liam is definitely a family man. He is definitely a really, really good father. He loves his family. He loves being around his kids. So he's trying to take it all, with a grain of salt and say to himself, this is just part of it, and trying not to get too upset with the fact that, things are going to break, things are going to get dirty, things are going to happen. And Liam is just going to check on Gemma and be like, how's your day? How are things going? Like, you were up really early this morning doing chores, and I just wanted to check in on you. And she's going to be like, things are going really well. I am really enjoying the slower pace. I think that it's really good for the family, and everything is really going nicely. And they are just going to flirt a little bit, and he's just going to have a little bit of romance with his wife, because they desperately need a little bit of romance in their life. I think that after all these children, they would definitely need a little bit of romance. If you remember, they have always had a very romantic relationship where they desperately love being romantic with one another, and she desperately wants to try for a baby with Liam. So I think that, even with her having all of these kids and her saying to Liam that she didn't want to have all these children, she didn't want to have such a big family, she's finding that them being home and being so close together, that she's finding that she kind of would like to go ahead and try for another baby, because there's nothing better for them to do now that they're all here. And she's realizing how important family is to her now that they're all here together during this Great Depression. So they are actually going to go ahead and try for another baby. It's not a guarantee that they definitely would, be successful in that, but she wants to go ahead and try for another baby. So they guys are going to head off to the bedroom and just give that a go and see if they can, have a little woohoo here, and hopefully they might be able to get pregnant. I think that right now during the Great Depression, there are a lot of couples that are doing just that. We already know that Merida is expecting. She called and let us know that in the last episode that they're expecting, and now she is wanting to have a baby. So I think that during this time where all of the men are home and some of the women that were working are also home now, again, there isn't a whole lot to do with your time outside of, once you're done with your chores and things like that, tending the soil and being farmers and things like that. People are loving on one another and babies are happening. So that is happening all over the land. And so there are more kids being born again. So we are back to that happening. We are just seeing Miss Norma here. She is just taking care of some of her needs here. And then I am going to go ahead and get everyone into bed, because it is about 9:15 at night. And once everyone is in bed, I will go ahead and catch back with you guys in the morning. It looks like they finished with their woohoo, so we're just going to go ahead and put them into bed here. And as you can see, everyone is in bed, but little Joseph has gotten up. He is not tired and he is full of energy, so he was needing a little bit of fun. So he's decided to come on downstairs and play with some dolls. So he is just down here playing with some dolls while everyone in the house sleeps, and he is just having a really good time with himself here. And he is just like playing and having himself just a jolly good time. And we just got a notification that Helen just got herself hitched.
Full stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and midnight. Such a wonderful delight. Forgo, give up everything that I own. Yeah, I'd give it all up now just to be with you somehow.
As you can see, we are back at the house. It is very, very early in the morning. It is about 1:45 a.m. and Liam and Gemma are just having themselves a little bit of fruit salad here. They are just having a little bit of conversation, and he's like, can you believe that Helen went and got herself married? And she's like, I think it's a great thing that Helen went and got herself married. She has been single for far too long. She has been single since the war. She lost her husband in the war, and she's been alone for far too long. I think it is great that she finally found someone that she can be with. It is really hard life being by yourself and not having anyone to love and anyone that you can love. She's like, I think it's great. So she is just explaining how she thinks that's great, and Liam's like, okay. And so he's just walked off. And then her sons come in here, and he's just giving her a hard time. They are being mischievous with one another, and she's like, you're not going to talk to me with that tone, young man. You need to go ahead and get yourself something to eat here. But she is going to go ahead and make the one hot meal for the day. Because it is so early in the morning, she can't make a breakfast meal. We'll just go ahead and get her to make some pasta primavera here. But she's going to go ahead and cook that up, and then that will be the one hot meal for the day that everyone can kind of have once they all get up out of bed. But Liam's like, why were you giving your mom a hard time, as he cleans up, because as we know, Liam hates a mess. And it looks like she wants to like cooking. You can absolutely like cooking, Gemma. We love that for you. But she is just going to go ahead and finish cooking up this pasta here. And once that is done, then the children, once they all get out of bed for the morning, will be able to go ahead and grab themselves a plate of food before they have to all go ahead and head themselves off to school for the day. I do believe they will go to school. Actually, they might not go to school, being that it is 1933 today. They may be off due to the holiday. But that being said, if they are off, then at least they'll still have a meal when they first get up for the day, and it can be their hot meal for the day. But she is just having a little bit of a conversation with Booker here this morning, and they are just spending a little bit of quality time together while the other children are all still in bed. And she loves having a little bit of quality time with each kid, one-on-one, and I absolutely love that for them as well. She does try to spend a little bit of time with each kid, and I think that is absolutely adorable because there are a lot of them, and as we know, sometimes kids can feel a little bit unseen or a little bit ignored, and the fact that Gemma tries to spend a little bit of time with each one individually is really special. But she is going to go ahead and tend to herself and her needs and take care of, just cleaning up and things like that. There are, laundry all over the place, but it looks like he's got himself a little bit of a sore throat this morning, which is not good. And we have Lindsay up. She's going to go ahead and grab herself a plate of food, and all the children will slowly come down one by one and grab themselves something to eat. And hopefully that will fill up their little bellies. And she is just going to tend to this laundry here because honestly, there is so much laundry lying around the house, so we need to get on to the wash. It really adds up with a family of this size. And she's like, okay, back to doing the laundry. It never ends in this house, and it really never does. It really never does. So she's just going to go ahead and head herself out so that she can put it into the wash basin here and go ahead and get that going. She's like loving this early morning, and she's just out here getting this wash going. And Liam is going to go ahead and most likely come out here and clean up this mess that's out here. You know that he can't stand a mess. Even if the mess is outside, he's constantly cleaning up around and inside and outside the house. He can't stand it. He can't leave it be. So he's just going to come over here and he is going to pick up this mess and he is going to rummage through and then he'll clean that up. Well, go ahead. Don't make a liar out of me, Liam. He's like, I'll get it, but I'm not going to get it right now. Well, okay. So she's just going to go ahead and hang these clothes on the line. And he is in such a tense mood because he feels like he has been, exposed to a sickness. And it's because little Lindsay here has herself a cold. She has a severe cough because she has stumpy flu. So she's heading herself back to bed because she's really, really sad that she's got a sickness. It says here she has the stumpy flu, but it also says it is the end of the world. Children really do hate being sick. Poor little one. Yeah, I know. It's just so pitiful. She's just crying. She's so upset with the fact that she's sick. And we really hate that for her. But she doesn't staying in bed. She's just going around, spreading her sickness all over the house with everyone. But she looks like she's going to go outside and she is going to harvest some of the plants. So that works out well for us. She's like, I may be sick, but I'm going to help with the plants. Okay, well, why don't we go ahead and get you a little bit of cold medicine here, and maybe that will help you with your little sickness here, and it will make you feel a little bit better, honey. Okay, so as you can see, Gemma is just out here dealing with the garden as she does, and Liam is out here helping her. And we are going to have them deal with also the bees and just collect the honey here. We'll go ahead and get Gemma to do that. Maybe she'll have a little bit more luck with the bees than Liam does. He tends to get stung more often than not. I don't know that she'll be more successful, but we can try. Oh, it looks like she was more successful, so we love that for her. And it is officially 1933, so he has received his pension check for the week, and we are now on an official, it's letting us know it's 1933. I have to put that into the calendar as a holiday so that we can remember when it is a new year, and so the kids do get the day off from school for the day. But we will go ahead and have her come over here and just tend to weeding this garden here. And of course, the children come out in their pajamas and they want to talk to Mom. He's like, what's so great about 1933? Why are we getting the day off school? And she's like, just enjoy your day off. You get to spend a day at home with Mom. He's like, okay, that sounds like a good plan. And she's like, I think so too. I love it when you guys are at home. So everyone is just kind of dealing with their needs currently. We are just trying to make sure everyone has their tummies filled. Oh, Edmund, we don't like to do that. We're going to have to get Liam to come over here and just tell him, son, we don't do that in the house. So he is going to punish him and give him a timeout for making a mess, because I think that, Liam would actually be pretty strict about the mess making, because he is definitely not one for liking a mess. And Gemma is just going to go ahead and clean the coop and collect the eggs for the day. Well, honey, go on in and use the bathroom. You don't have to hold it. You can go in and use it. He's like, no, all the bathrooms are full. Everyone's taking care of their needs, taking baths and stuff. Lord, there's just not enough bathrooms in this house for all these people. There just aren't. So we did get 2 eggs. Neither of them are hatchable, so I think I'll probably just go ahead and sell these eggs. I don't think we really need them right now. We have plenty of eggs in the fridge currently. So I'm just going to go ahead and sell all of the stuff in her inventory that she just got. And then she will come back over here and finish harvesting, it looks like, these things that she had left. And then we will go ahead and check in with the others. So as you can see, Liam here is just playing with Lindsay. They are having a little bit of fun with the dolls, and he is just having a really good time bonding with his little girl. He is such a good father. He loves to play with her and play with all of the children, and we love that. We really do. But he's just going to go ahead and take care of some of his needs, and Gemma is weeding in the bathroom. Don't ask me how that works, but she's a magical queen, okay? That's just what it is. And so, as you can see, we are just dealing with a little bit of their needs still. It looks like some of the children are feeling a little bit hungry. They are helping themselves to a little bit of that pasta that she had made from the morning, and some of them didn't eat this morning, so it's later, a little bit later in the morning, they're eating now. And we are just having Mr. Liam. He's walking around cleaning up after everyone. He is spraying things down and making sure things are Lysol, because as we know, little Miss Lindsay is sick and she's passing around germs. But we are going to have some laundry finishing up here. because she never did finish that laundry. So we're going to have her come on out here and finish the laundry. So Gemma, just go ahead and finish that for us, please, doll. We would really like for that laundry to get finished up so it can go ahead and get hung on the line, because that is definitely a necessity. As you know, we have to have us some clean and dry clothing. And she's like, whew, man alive. And she is like doing the laundry, and as she does the laundry, he's out here cleaning up the mopping up the puddles that it's making. Like, Liam, honey, what are you like? And he is just, I can't stand the mess, honey, I can't stand the mess. And she's like, well, honey, I'm splashing as I do this. I don't know why you have to do that. And so she's like flirting with him, and she's like, you are the cutest thing I have ever seen in my life. And he's like, oh, well, thank you. And she's like, no, but really, that was the cutest thing I've ever seen. Like, you know, I'm sitting there splashing and you're, you know, mopping as I go, knowing I'm just going to keep making more of a splashed mess. And he's like, I know, but I just can't stand the mess. You know I can't. And she's like, well, honey, what are we going to do with you? And he's like, I don't know, love me? She's like, well, that I do. I do love you. I wouldn't change one little thing about you. And he's like, oh, honey. So she's going to go ahead and hang these clothes up on this line here. And, oh, it says they had an unsatisfactory woohoo. Well, Lord, honey. But she is attracted by an opposite, because they definitely are opposites. They really, really are. She is okay to leave a little bit of a mess. Like, this is a lady that will go in there in the living room and lay her plates down next to the radio and just leave them there for days. He is definitely not that guy. So they are definitely opposites, and I guess opposites do attract. So there's that. She's going to go ahead and go back in here and just practice a little bit of her music. We know that she absolutely loves to play and needs to do that to make herself have not only some fun, but also some happiness. He is just going to come in here and chat with his children. Look at all of these children just sitting here being good. We freaking love them. They are just precious. They really are. That being said, I don't think not a one of these children have a homework book. So I'm going to have to actually purchase them all homework books so that they can do their homework. I think when they all aged up, only one of them has a homework book. So I'm actually going to purchase them all homework books so that they can do their homework on their day off. So that when they do go back to school tomorrow, they will all have done their homework. So we will definitely order them their homework books. I will do that right away, and then they can do their homework, and that way they're not behind, like falling behind in their school and things like that. So we'll give each of them a homework book, and they can sit in there in the kitchen at the table where they're already sitting anyway, and they can just all do their homework together, and it will be the most cutest thing ever. So everyone will get a homework book, and then they can do their homework. As you can see, Norma is already working on her homework because she is being very studious, and actually I think she's working on her extra credit. So her homework was actually already done, and she's working on her extra credit stuff. So we love that. Lindsay's just going to breeze through her homework. We'll get Joseph doing his homework. We'll get Booker doing his homework. And we will get Edmund doing his homework. And everyone will do their homework together. Gemma is just having a bite to eat because she never did get her food. And then Liam is just cleaning the oven. Well, Liam, aren't you just a doll baby? We love that for us. And everyone does seem to be in really great spirits today. It has turned out to be, so far, quite a lovely day, which we are really thankful for. They're really, really glad that it is 1933. They know that 1933 means that the end of the Depression is seriously close, and that is the greatest news ever, because that means that Liam can get himself back to work. Now, we all know that the end of the Great Depression and going back to work means that he, yes, does get to go back to work, but he's probably not going to get to start out exactly where he ended up. He's going to start back at the beginning again. So he's going to have to work his way up the ladder again, which is unfortunate. But, you know, unfortunately, everyone is in the same boat that they're in. everyone that lost their job because of the Great Depression is going to have to start all over again. So it's not like it's only hurting this family, it's hurting every family. The economy as a whole took a hit. Everyone in society had to face these things. Everyone in society had to face losing their jobs and had to go through these changes. And look at Gemma as she mentors her kids and she helps them with their homework. And she is not only, well, right now she's feeling flirty. Like, really, Gemma, what do you like? She's like, well, I can't help it. I saw Liam walk by and he's just so cute. Really? Well, Booker is so seriously upset that she's helping him with his homework. He does not even want to be dealing with his homework right now. Booker, you have got to do your homework. You cannot be acting like that. He's like, I have to go have an angry poop. Well, fine. Your homework is complete, so now you can go in there and you can have yourself an angry poop. Oh my gosh, he is so mad. Lord have mercy. I don't know what is wrong with this kid. But anyhow, he needs to go have himself an angry shit. So go and do that. That's fine. And the rest of them are finishing up their homework. She is slowly mentoring each and every one of them and helping them with their homework. She is feeling really confident about the fact that she is being such a great mom and she's helping them with their homework and she's mentoring them. And she's like, I have so got... Really? Really? Joseph is beating the hell out of himself. Don't ask questions. We just don't ask questions about these kind of behaviors. We just let it go. We just let it go. But she is like really happy about the fact that she is helping her kids. And she's like, I'm being such a great mom. I am helping my children and I am doing such great mentoring and I'm helping them to, you know, gain in their studies. And she's so proud of herself for that. And I think that is overall really just shows you like how she feels about her kids. Like she really wants them to succeed in life. She's like, damn, this toilet's nasty. Yeah, I want to be a ninja when I grow up. What do I need to do? Get yourself an outfit. So she has advised him and his empathy has increased. We love that, but she is like, how did you break the toilet? And he's like, I don't know. I didn't break it. I think it was Booker. And she's like, oh, right. Booker came in here, took himself an angry shit, and he exploded the toilet. So now she has to repair this toilet, and then we're going to have to give it a good scrub down. Like, what are the odds of that happening? I don't know. But the point is that it did happen nonetheless. And we are still all here at the table. Everyone is just gathered together and we love that. As a family, they are getting super close, closer than they have probably ever been, and it's all due to this Great Depression. So even though the Great Depression had a lot of cons, and it did, trust me, it did. There were a lot of cons to the Great Depression. I think this is probably a pro. Like every single one of these kids are now growing really, really close, not only to each other, but to their parents. And this family is becoming a really close-knit family now because they're forced to. But it's not a bad thing. I think it's a really good thing that they're getting to be really close. Like, look at him in here talking to his mom while she scrubs the toilet. Do you think he'd be doing that if they weren't in the middle of a Great Depression? No, he would be outside or, you know, he'd be doing anything else other than this. He would not be just like hanging out in the toilet while his mom is scrubbing it. Like, no. I seriously doubt he'd be doing that. And look at them just love each other. And she's just like, thank you so much for your company and for, you know, having a conversation with me. I love talking with you. I love hanging around, you know, and you kids being around. And it just makes me so happy. It really does. And you guys mean the world to me. And he's like, oh, Mom, we love you too so much. And she's like, oh, thank you so much. Last recess, no one wanted to play with me. I just climbed around on my own. Well, ask some friends if they want to play with you, and your conflict resolution will increase. Like, Lindsay, this is not rocket science, okay? Oh, look at how cute they are. Like, this is what I'm talking about. So, her and Joseph are making, they're becoming really good friends, and we love that. We really do. And so, okay, you are playing in the trash, but you're also mopping up trash. And so Edmund is maybe trying to take after his dad a little bit. I don't really know. But he left the trash pile, so Mom will go in there and she'll have to clean that up. So, like, Gemma, just go in the bathroom and get that trash pile up, please. Because otherwise, everyone is just going to continue to go in there and jump around in it. She's like, okay, I'm just going to go clean this up, love. I can finish this conversation with you in a little bit, but this has got to be cleaned up. And then Mom has got to brush her teeth because they are disgusting. And he's like, okay. As you can see, I have Liam in here. He is just reading some books. He does need to do that for his aspiration, and it is really, really difficult to get him to read. But now that he has, no longer a job, it is a lot easier to get him to actually sit down and read some books. I say that theoretically it is easier to get him to read some books. It's sometimes not, because as we know, he likes to clean a lot, and so I'm trying. That being said, she is now going to go upstairs and she's going to use the washroom because she needs to go to the washroom, and then she's going to have herself a little bit of a nap because she is tired. I'm only going to let her have a nap because it is about 6 p.m. I don't want her going to bed for the evening, but they are going to have themselves a little bit of a nap. And once the nap is over with, then she can continue on with her evening until it is time for bed. But she does need a little bit of rest. She is feeling quite tired, but that's most likely because she got up super, super early this morning and was cooking and doing the chores. And, as we know, and as Cora and Frederick know, they used to get up really, really early and do a bunch of chores, but then they would go to bed probably about this time. She's trying to stay up later than normal, right? So, I don't know. I'm going to have Liam go ahead and clean up after everyone here. There are plates and things lying around everywhere from where people have just kind of been grabbing things and leaving them lying. So we are going to just go ahead and have him clean up here because he is like, okay, this is disgusting. Things are just laying around everywhere. And he is like, I don't know where all this stuff has come from, but we have got to clean this mess up because it's ridiculous. So he's just going to clean all this up, and then I am actually going to go ahead and have him go over there and do a small painting because we do need to work on obviously getting some money into the house. Any type of money coming into the house at this point is a good thing because he is not working as an engineer for the day, and so money is a good thing. I mean, he did get his pension check from being a veteran, but that money only goes so far. And we do have the garden stuff, but again, any little bit counts. So he's just going to do a little bit of painting. The children are all just working on their own wants and needs. We're going to go ahead and let them have a little bit of fun. Some of them are having naps. Some of them are doing homework. Some of them are doing things for fun. And then we will go ahead and look at them. They're just sitting here talking to one another and listening to the music. Like, they're actually all just being really good kids. And so I can't complain about that. We have one playing dolls and the others are listening to music. Gemma is just having herself a little bit of a nap there because she is extremely exhausted. And then I will go ahead and queue up for everyone to actually go ahead and start getting ready for bed. It is almost 8 o'clock at night, and so everyone should start getting ready for sleep. And then I will check back with you guys in the morning. So it is the next morning, and as you can see, Liam is super tense. The tub is a freaking disaster, so he is just cleaning that up. It's also busted up, so he's repairing that. I said that backwards. He's repairing it, then he's cleaning it. But either way, you get my point. It was nasty and was busted. It needed both of those things. But as you can see, Lindsay's like, get out the bathroom, Dad. I've seriously got a wee. So he's going to leave and let her do that, but then he is going to come back in and finish cleaning this up because this bathtub gets the most use. It gets more use than the one downstairs, and so it is constantly dirty. And then he's going to clean this bathroom up from where he has done all of this work, and hopefully, everything will be returned back to a normal state because it is really disgusting up here. And everyone is really, really hungry this morning, so we are just going to go ahead and get Gemma to get up. She's going to go ahead and go to the washroom, and then she's going to need to cook everybody something to eat so that they can get something in their stomachs, because as we know, everyone needs one hot meal for the day. It is the day before the end of the depression. This will probably be the last day of this episode just because it is kind of getting long here, but we will just consider this probably the last day here of the depression, because I seriously doubt I'll be recording into the very last day there, and there will be a little bit of a time jump. But so this will be the last day of the depression here, and so she is just cleaning up herself here after going to the washroom, and then we'll get her in here. We'll get her to go ahead and start some breakfast. But she's just come in. What is she doing? Oh, she wants to dance with Liam. She's like, oh, honey, I just wanted to let you know how much I love you. She's like, I'm so happy, and everything about our life just makes me just so blessed and so lucky. We are the luckiest things. I was like, honey, what's come over you? And she's like, I don't know. I just woke up this morning and I just realized how lucky we are and how blessed we are. And even though we are going through this depression, and even though you've lost your job and we're struggling, like, we're healthy and we have a roof over our heads and we have food, and I love you so much. And he's like, oh, well, honey, I love you too. And she's like, I know you do, dear. So these two are just so enamored with one another, and look at them blow each other kisses and her serenade him. Like, they are the sweetest thing. And he's like, oh my God, love, like, you really did wake up on the right side of the bed, didn't you? And she's like, I really did. So I love this, Gemma, I do. But honestly, your kids really are hungry. Are you going to feed them? So I really do think you need to go ahead and do that. What is she doing? She is propositioning him again. Okay, guys, they are going to go ahead and go in here and have a little woohoo, it seems. All of the kids are leaving to go to school, so I guess she was not going to feed them breakfast because they're going to school. And some of them have gone to school hungry. She is more concerned about herself and himself. Oh my goodness. They just can't stop. So she's propositioned him. They are in here having themselves a little bit of adult fun time. When they are done doing that, we are going to go ahead and come out here and work on the garden. Oh my goodness. These two are they're like a bunch of teenagers in love is what they are. But you know what? I love the fact that they are so much in love. I really do. They remind me of Cora and Frederick that way. And I love that. No protection was used. Well, we understand. It's fine. If she gets pregnant, then she gets pregnant. We already know that she wants to have a baby with him anyway, so I'm not too much worried about it. And we can't use protection in the 30s anyway, so it is what it is. That being said, we are going to get out here, and everyone being Liam and Gemma, because everyone else is at school. But they are going to work on this garden because, as you can see, it needs to be weeded, it needs to be watered, and it needs to be harvested. And so they are going to do that. And so, oh my God, guys, she is pregnant. Okay, we have ourselves a very cute little baby bump on her, and it says here, expecting. This pregnancy feels like a special and important time in Gemma's life. She feels reasonably ready for it. A little scared, a little enthused, a little everything, to be honest. Some look at her like she should be happier, but she's just what she is. Okay, so guys, we are pregnant. She needs to come out here and she needs to share this great news with Liam. He is going to be so thrilled. As we know, he is the type that is going to be absolutely thrilled about this news. He absolutely loves being a dad, so he is going to be just ecstatic over this news. When Merida told him that she was expecting, he was super excited. Okay, the bees.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
So if he is that excited over a pregnancy of his sisters, he's going to be even more so excited over the pregnancy of his wife. So we can't wait for Liam to find out that his wife is expecting another one of his babies. So that is great news. So stop doing what you're doing. Can't you tell him that you're having a baby? And she's like, well, the garden isn't going to tend itself. And he, like, okay, but
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Okay, so go ahead and just tell him, okay? Then you can finish up with the garden. And she's like, I'm going to tell him. I'm going to tell him. I'm going to tell him right away. And he's just watering the plants. And she's like, honey, I have something I need to tell you. And he's like, oh, what's that? And she's like, well, you know how I told you that I wanted another kid? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, well, the news is that we are having another baby. And he's like, what? Are we really? And she's like, we really are. We're expecting. And he's like, oh my God, yes. So guys, I'm going to leave it here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. But until then, I'm going to fly for now. Bye, Ravens.